This kitty on screen right now, I was so in love with his big old tomcat cheeks. I tried so hard to get a good picture of it, but it comes through better in video. Just those big old tomcat cheeks. Aw. Alright, time to start. Pause the music, getting the game going. How's everyone doing today? I am doing slightly more awake than I was yesterday. Still a little tired, so we'll see how long we go. Yes, happy Wednesday, David. Happy Wednesday. Let's start getting the game up. And boop, there we go. I got a Charlie on my floor. You gotta make dinner, but you'll be listening in. Oh yes, you gotta love cute kitty cheeks. Always cute kitty cheeks. Let's see if I can pull up the volume here. Oh, that's fine. I can pull it up all the way, probably. I swear I had this set up beforehand. There, that should work. Let me pull. No, I don't need to adjust that one. That one is also fine. Okay. We're good. The excitement of watching me adjust the audio levels. But yes, no, I got off work, because Monday's my Friday. I got off work and I was physically exhausted, but I was also at that mental point of exhaustion that, like, I had trouble motivating myself to take a shower before bed. Like, should not be a big deal. So yeah, I really needed the day off. I appreciate that everyone's always cool with that when that happens, because I needed it. But this is the game that I wound up playing for most of yesterday. I did play some Lemon Cake. I played Lemon Cake for a while, and then that wasn't quite the game I wanted to be playing, so I decided to check out To the Rescue here. Oh, you didn't get the best sleep last night? That's not much fun either. I didn't get the best sleep Monday night. I did nap yesterday. Last night, I did actually finally manage to get like an actual solid 9 hours of sleep all together at once. So that was probably also helpful. But yes, this game, To the Rescue. This is one of the games I was actually looking at playing when I was still doing the charity streams for Charleston Animal Society. I wound up going with Animal Shelter Simulator instead. That was a little bit more the kind of game I wanted to play at the time, but I always meant to circle around back to this one. And since I've kind of been doing a lot of the 2D kind of simulation manager type games, I finally decided to try this one out. There are some bugs I found in this game. If you go to the Steam reviews, it's got mixed reviews because it can be a little buggy. I only had one bug that made you have to actually reset the game. For me, it hasn't been bad enough to make me not want to play, but anyway, what I'm gonna do today, oh, and I forget if I had this pulled up, I love this difficulty scaling they let you do. I've been talking about it in my blog a little bit. I very much like kind of the comfy, cozy management type games, but sometimes, it's really hard for me to find the good balance where there's enough challenge that it's interesting, but not so much that it winds up stressing me out instead of being cozy. This game has a lot of different difficulty toggles that you can change these mid-gameplay. So if you just kind of hit a spot in game where you're suddenly really overwhelmed, you can turn some stuff down, you can get caught up. Yeah, what's a game without some bugs? Yeah, the Goldilocks gameplay zone, exactly. Because complete perfect free play, that's hard to keep the motivation going. So anyway, I love that you can adjust a lot of this on the fly. You can adjust the mini games on the fly, just whatever kind of gaming experience you want to have, you can adjust it. And I love that, and I kind of wish more management games were set up like this. So there is that. I want to exit out of the settings probably. I am going to be starting up a new game. I think what I might do is I'll show you all the tutorial for the story game, but we're not going to actually play story mode. The story mode, I want to practice a little more with the game first, because there's basically this really cute intro and it gives you this nice tutorial, and then it drops you in the middle of this like very busy, very full, understaffed shelter, which is awesome for like realism points, but it's a little more hectic than I'm in the mood for playing. So we'll do the tutorial, and then I'm gonna start up a new game and like more of the free play one where you just start from the beginning and build the shelter up. And we're gonna do that. Yeah, the quick play is my testing one that I did, but I was in there for a good 5.5 hours, and that was after I gave up on the story mode. So let's just do that one. I am going to keep the option set to send animals away. We're not going to have the euthanasia option toggled for the game playthrough. I love that the game has the option because it's trying to be like a semi-realistic, representation of running a shelter. I probably wouldn't leave it checked anyway for a live stream just because that can be a lot for people, but I'm also not leaving it checked in my personal playthroughs. My own shelter, we do not euthanize for space, but it's something that I sometimes have to deal with at work, and I do not need to deal with it in my games as well. But like I said, I love that the option is there. So we're gonna go ahead, do the intro for the story, because it is a cute intro. And then yeah, start up another one. Oh yeah, I unlocked an extra character. I'll maybe use that for my other one. Now I gotta remember what all my keys are. What am I gonna do? Actually, I've been using this one on the game that I'm playing more consistently. So we'll go ahead and do this just for my little quick story test. Hi, Charlie. We'll just name her Lumi. And we're gonna have a dog named Templar. Lumi and Templar. Secret World lives in my brain rent-free at all times. There we go. So I am there in my new house with my dog Templar. Well, Templar is starting to actually look like a home, but there are still so many boxes to unpack. We don't want you working too hard though, huh? Doggo's gonna yawn. I agree. I think Yawning Falls seems like a pretty great community so far. I haven't been here since I adopted you while I was driving through a few years ago. Oh, interruption, cat break. Kitty break. We got a Calvin. We have not seen Susie and Hobbs, and Nash is thinking it's been about a week. There have been a lot of storms in the area. I would not be surprised if Susie was hanging out in someone's house right now, and Hobbs might just be, he might have just found himself a quiet space. But Calvin's still been around, and Cow Kitty has still been around. We're hoping the other two show up soon though, because Calvin gets lonely without his friends. Back to dogs. This shelter rescue game is just dogs. Alright, honestly, I'm pretty surprised that the area hasn't changed much. Well, I guess we should get to unpacking. Doggo is not enthusiastic. Yes, we do deserve a break. Oh no. Oh no, it's a loose doggo. It's a little loose puppy. Just out running around. Do you see that? It's a dog. I wonder if they're lost, poor thing. Yes, we do still see the possum regularly as well. We can't just leave them out there. Let's at least bring them inside and see if we can help. And you will see the key prompts change because I'm using a mouse and a controller because I'm weird like that, because I have bad wrists, and I use that combination a lot in gaming because of my wrists. This is teaching us how to use leash mode. We're gonna leash our little puppy. Alright, cutie, let's give you a look. I'm going to pull down the music a little more yet. It's a cute little song, but it is kind of on a loop. cute, but I'm not sure I can handle another dog right now. Sunny Paw's shelter is close by, though. Look, I really can't keep you. Sunny Paws is good, though. I promise. Let's see. Let's take you over there and see if they can help us find your owner. Charlie was being such a little butthead earlier. Now he's full on flopped. Alright, cutie, this is where I got Templar. I know they'll help find your owner and take care of you in the meantime. Plus, my friend Quinn works here. Let's go inside. Hey, buddy. That is our friend Quinn. Oh, hey, Lumi. Well, hello there. What's your story? I found them outside of my house. I figured you might be able to take them or help me find their owner. I love that this game does have that option. And again, no shade to Animal Shelter Simulator. Animal Shelter Simulator does a lot of things very well, and I love that game still. We will go back to it at some point. They actually had an update pretty recently where they added into the vet clinic side. Anyway, I love that this does have the option that sometimes when you bring in a dog, somebody will come looking for it. It is an owned animal. You don't adopt it out. You're just trying to reunite them with their owner. I wish we could help, but we are completely out of room. They have a very, very, very full shelter. They have all the doggos. Oh no, are you sure? I love that question. Are you sure? He's probably sure. I'm sorry, but we just can't take them. When we're out of room, there's nothing we can do except keep taking care of the ones we have and hope for adoptions. Sunny Paws is privately managed, and we can limit how many dogs they take in. There is another shelter a few towns over that I can call. They're open admission, so they will take them for sure, but they also have a pretty high rate of dogs that they put to sleep rather than let suffer or live on the streets. Again, I appreciate the realism. Is there any reason I can't just take care of them? Not like an adoption, but like build my own kennel or something. You're talking about fostering. I suppose not. I mean, we don't have a formal foster network set up for anything like that, but I'm certainly not going to stop you. I'll even help you set up something in your garage if you like, if you can wait until I get off work, that is. That sounds great. I'm sure they won't mind hanging out on my couch in the meantime. Then I'll be there. I can't help much with supplies, unfortunately. We really don't have any to spare. That's okay, I'll pick up some on the way home. Alright then, I should probably get back to work. See you later. Yeah, my real life shelter does a lot of juggling because we are open admission, but we also don't euthanize for space. So we have to be occasionally on moratorium, which is awkward. It's not pretty, but I think it'll work, and I see you got some food that should suit your guests just fine. They're gonna teach us how to feed and how to water our doggo. I suppose my work here is done. Thank you so much for your help, especially after a long day at work. Well, we had to make sure that this pup was taken care of, didn't we? That's why I have this as my job after all. If I didn't love it, I would probably do something less stinky. Anyway, I'll see you later. And I'll be sure to call if anyone comes looking for this little one. Let's get you settled, friend. This is teaching you about kennels. This is actually similar to Animal Shelter Simulator. The animals are only going to eat and drink when they're in their kennel. If you take them out, they're not able to eat or drink. And we're gonna put them in the kennel. I guess I'm gonna need to give you a name, at least for now. Let's go with Lightning, because you're so fast. Great, I'm glad you like it. Now let's have a look at you. The more I know, the easier it will be to take care of you. This is your toggle for the dog files. You learn more about the dogs by pulling up their file. So Lightning is a puppy, and he's high energy. He doesn't have any vaccinations yet. He's got nothing under the health status. He has no bar under food and drink, so he really needs some food, and his food preference is for Nubarina. There are 4 food options for dogs. Each of them has a preference. I don't know why I'm going over what the tutorial's gonna say anyway. It looks like you're just a puppy, some kind of retriever, and you're probably hungry and thirsty. Let's get that taken care of. Yep, dogs need food and water each day. They have a preferred food type. Feeding the dog their preferred food will slow down how quickly their kennel gets dirty. And we're going to feed and water. Little lightning here. Boop. There you go, buddy. All done. Tomorrow we'll start looking for your owner. Hang in there, little one. Alright, we're gonna say good morning to our doggo. You seem pretty cozy, so I'm gonna check on our other friend. Hey buddy, how you doing? Today I'm going to put up some posters so we can locate your owner. Templar will watch you while I'm gone. Okay. IRL, do not put one dog in charge of watching another dog. I don't think anybody probably needs to be told that, but, you know. Alright, we are going to put up an entire collection of posters all over the park. My work here is done. We got a little excited over putting up posters, but there's nothing wrong with that. In real life, putting up posters is actually a fairly effective way of reuniting dogs sometimes, because sometimes they don't get real far from their homes, and the people are like physically out canvassing the neighborhood. So social media is not a bad idea, but actual physical posters can actually help, even in 2023. Lightning, I guess all we can do now is wait. And we got the phone call already. Hey Lumi, it's Quinn. I'm glad I got a hold of you. You still have the stray you found, right? Yeah, why? Great, I think I found the owner. They came into the shelter earlier. Apparently they saw one of the posters you put up in the park, but you weren't home when they called. So they tried Sunny Paws. They left their contact info, so I'll put you in touch. The first time I played through this, I actually got feelings at this point. Probably related to me actually working at a shelter. I guess I'm glad you found them, but this little cutie has grown on me. Well, there's another reason I called. This is where we're gonna get a job offer. The boss has cleared us to get more help, so we have a chance at finding homes for these dogs, and you seem like the right kind of person. Returning dogs to owners is legitimately one of the best parts of the job. IRL. I guess in-game too, but... Lumi, you made it. Great timing too. Just about everything is taken care of, so I have some time to show you around. Follow me. One of those dogs is named Atari up there. I love it. This is the holding kennel. The new dogs that arrive are kept in this holding kennel. Again, it works for a game. IRL, you wouldn't just have like this big run with random dogs because they might fight and that would be bad. It's good to find space for them as soon as possible so they have access to food and water. Because again, they can't eat or drink in that big holding cage either. Next is Chateau des Doggos, also known as the kennel room. As you can see, we try to make the dogs as comfortable as we can. Some dogs are in their own kennels, but others have no problem staying together. As you get to know the dog's personalities and needs, you start to learn who gets along with who. Now that I think about it, we can probably make some room by moving Ringo into the kennel with Diesel. They both prefer green bison food, and they don't have any traits that might cause fights or other problems if they are together. This is something neat in this game. I noticed that some of the traits the dogs will... Well, they don't develop, but like you learn them as they stay at the shelter longer. They do have some dogs with food aggression, and they do have some dogs with dog aggression. They've got more positive traits that sometimes pop up too, but I like that they include that. So we're gonna move Ringo in with Diesel here. Or we're gonna accidentally Actually, I did that wrong. He's telling me, great work, you have experience handling dogs. And I accidentally still have Diesel with me because I did that wrong. But it's fine. He's just gonna come with us for our little tutorial, I guess. This is where we keep most of the shelter supplies. Here's the food. We have 4 different kinds. Dogs have different nutritional needs and preferences, which you can find in their folder. Any food type will meet a dog's hunger needs, however, giving them the wrong type might upset their bellies, so be careful. Some types of food are also more expensive than others. Make sure to keep these things in mind when giving food to a dog. That is our tool rack. It's got a pooper scooper and a scrub brush, because we can also wash our doggos. And the bucket, which we've already seen, we use to fill up the water dishes. That's the sink for the water bucket, and that is the bathtub where we can bathe the dogs. He's saying you can either let it run while you do other tasks, or stick around and scrub to help it finish faster. And he wants us to give poor Peanut a bath. Let's see if I can actually put Diesel in the kennel like I was supposed to the first time. There we go. I had the wrong thing highlighted. I was swapping dogs instead of putting dogs away. There we go. We're gonna put Peanut in there, and we're going to select the scrub brush. And there's a little mini game. You can get auto bathers too. Beautiful. And he is going to put Peanut away for us. Now that we got Peanut squared away, let's continue the tour. Oh, that's right, play yard. Here is our outdoor play space. We take dogs out here to give them some enrichment when we have time. While dogs are out here, we don't give them food or water, but we can play with them to raise their spirits. Playing with dogs out here will give them a temporary happiness boost. Adopters love seeing dogs that are happy and calm. Playing with dogs is a great way to help fill in some of their other gaps in care by making them more adoptable for a longer period of time. You can try using a toy on a dog in the play space later on if you want, but for now let's move on to the computer to learn about some admin tasks. Because there are also admin tasks in the management game. They're really not that bad. Again, at least in the free play they aren't. This is the computer. As a worker here, sometimes you'll have to do more than take care of the dogs. You also have to make sure the shelter is well supplied and managed. We got our dog log here, which is a log of all the dogs in the shelter. You can also look at the ones that have already been adopted or sent off. It's a handy way to view the shelter at a glance. This is Roberta's Pet Emporium. She's the character that I unlocked in my other playthrough that apparently is also unlocked in all of them now. This is where you get the food and medicine and other supplies. You might be thinking, who is Roberta and what's her deal with frogs? And to that, all I can say is you'll have to ask her yourself. The shelter's account is already hooked up and the food will be delivered right away. It's great to have such an easy way to resupply. Maybe they use drones too, just like Animal Shelter Simulator. Make sure you keep an eye on our funds. If we go too far into debt, the shelter can get shut down. Hopefully you won't have to worry about that too much. For now, try not to go into debt at all. Until you're more experienced with managing it. Next on the tour is probably the most important part of the whole shelter, the show kennels. This is a neat little mechanic they have. It's kind of a 50-50 between trying to, like an Animal Shelter Simulator, you kind of match one pet with one person. And it's kind of a 50-50 between that and trying to do an actual open adoption thing in a game where you would just have NPCs wandering around at random. This is where the magic happens. When people come to the shelter looking for a dog, they will only look at the dogs that you show them here. They only have so much time, and it's your job to find dogs they might like. Side note, a lot of real-life shelters moved into doing things like this during COVID. Shelters tried a lot of different ways to still let people meet animals, get animals adopted, but to try to minimize the person-to-person interaction. And some shelters really did do setups kind of like this, where you give them an idea of the dogs you're looking for, and they bring a certain number of dogs to like a smaller space, so you can look at them. They're going to show us how adoption works in this game. A potential adopter has just arrived. Let's greet them, and they'll tell us what they're looking for. I'll follow your lead. I believe in you. Alright, so she is looking for a small dog. And she's gonna say, let me know when you're ready. We have multiple dogs that fit that description. Bella, Gus, and there's at least one more, but I can't remember. Let's go find them and bring them to the show kennels. We should make sure to grab the 3 small dogs in the shelter, but remember, we can show the adopter up to 5 dogs. So let's pick 2 other great dogs to show them. I'll leave this up to you. You can look at the traits of the dogs, including their size, by viewing their folder, or by browsing the dog log on the computer. When you've decided what dogs to show the adopter, you can either bring them to the show kennels with leash mode, or you can use the ribbons on the dog's kennels as a shortcut. Using the ribbons will transport the dog straight to the show kennel and can also be used to transport them back again, if you haven't pulled them out with a leash. How does it work? Beats me. But it sure is convenient. It really is. It's a really nice little game mechanic there. Then all we have to do is tell the adopter that we're ready. They'll look at the dogs, individually rate them, cross their fingers, and hope for the best. Alright, look at the dog log. So Diesel is small. I know there's more dogs than this. Let's do... Organize by size. Go to page 2. So Jasper, Gus, and Bella are all small. And a good way... You'll see how the adoption mechanics work, but one way that you can kind of make the adoption work is you can match you can match what they're looking for, but you can also choose dogs that are just highly adoptable all on their own, because that will also help kind of increase the adoption interest. So like Ringo is not a small dog, but he's a very adoptable dog. So Ringo, Diesel, Bella, Gus, Jasper. Let's see if I remember all those. Let's click the right buttons that I want. I'm just gonna dump that right there. Jasper was one of them. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I wanted to do. Bella. Gus. No, you're medium. You are also medium. I thought there was another one that I was gonna grab. You're a puppy. Well, I know I was gonna grab Ringo. Oh, was it Diesel? Maybe it was Diesel. Diesel's the other one. Alright, the dogs look ready, so let's show them off, tell the adopter that you're ready, and let's see what happens. Each adopter comes to the shelter with some amount of resistance to adopting. Each dog they look at will increase their willingness to adopt. If their willingness passes their resistance, they will adopt a dog and are more likely to adopt dogs that contribute the most willingness. Good luck. I'll wait here until they are done. Another mechanic I love Because sometimes they'll wind up adopting a dog that you did not expect them to adopt, just because that one happened to be one that increased the bar a little more. You can see they get an extra little star there when they do have the characteristic that they're looking for. Oh, hi Charlie. Oh, there we go. We're in the green. And she says, you know, I really love Ringo. See, and she went and adopted Ringo, even though he's not a small dog. And there's just something about it that I love that the game does that, because that is very real life, that sometimes people go to a shelter thinking they know what kind of dog they want, but then they meet another dog and they're like, no, actually, this one's right. That actually happened with, not with Loki, but with Charlie, come to think of it. Because originally my mom and I had gone to the shelter, ironically, looking for a small dog, and then we both fell in love with Charlie, and he's the one who came home. Alright, so we are going to leash up Ringo, and hand the leash over. Okay, Ringo, let's get you home. Thank you for your help. Awesome work. That's one more dog that's found a comfy home. That adoption went really smoothly. Sometimes the willingness of adopters might not quite pass their resistance. In those cases, they won't take home a dog, so it's important to try and make sure each adoption succeeds. Since there's no more adopters waiting, let's head back. And I believe that concludes our tour. There's a few hours left in the day before we close up. Be sure to take care of the dog's needs as best you can before the day ends. If the dog's needs get too low, they become neglected, which we never ever want if we can help it. Besides just being cruel to the poor cuties, it can lead to fines that we may have trouble paying. Okie dokie, I clocked out a little while ago, so I'm gonna head home. You've got this. Spoilers, we do not got this, because that is an entire huge room full of dogs, and a bunch of them need food and water. And I messed this up terribly when I started off trying to play this game in story mode, barely knowing what I was doing. You guys can at least all go home. And yes, we are going to go to the menu because we're going to start up a game on free play instead. I will not make y'all suffer through watching all of the dogs fall to neglect, because I'm not good enough at the game yet to keep them all in one piece. Okay, we are going to quick play for this one and actually start up our new shelter. And this is going to be our Griff game. And I forget if I ever found a dog. Oh, that's cute though. I like the eye patch. We're probably going to go with the one that looks like Loki, but I'm going to scroll through just so y'all can see all of the different doggo options. I do like that there are multiple doggo options. Oh, you're cute. So many cute puppies. I am kind of digging the eye patch, not gonna lie. Alright, we'll go for the one that kind of looks like Loki. Ooh. I don't know what I want to name my shelter. Because it's just dogs, so I can't cram together two of the cat names like I normally do. I don't want to just name it like Loki Shelter, because that's kind of boring. Charlie. Cat's being ridiculous. Loki Charlie. I guess I could put 2 dog names together. Loki Shadow. Shadow was a dog from when I was growing up. I put more thought than I should into this stuff. I really do. I'm looking at stuff on my desk and I've got a death Funko Pop in front of me and I'm like, well, we're not naming it the death shelter. Like, that's not, no. Oh, actually. No. Fine, it'll just be Loki Dog Shelter. It's just gonna be the Loki Dog Shelter. We have a little mini tutorial again, but excellent. Holding kennel. 2 dogs waiting to be processed. Make sure to take care of them right away. We're gonna get into the building part a little bit. Yes, the computer is where things happen. Oh, Loki's Local Pup Place. There we go. I think we can change the name later if we want. You can only interact with nearby objects. And we're gonna build us some kennels. That was a little loud in my ears. Let's kind of put that there. I don't need kennel rooms, I need wood kennels. And 5. And check out. Excellent. Yes, we're sure. Oops. I meant to exit, not load again. Great work. Boop, boop, boop. 2 dogs on the leash at once. Remember, with leash mode on, your interactions will target nearby dogs, including those in your hand. Use this to pick them up, as well as place them in their kennels. Now, the tutorial isn't showing us this yet, but we can vaccinate. And this is what I've gotten into the habit of doing on my other playthrough, is vaccinating at intake, much like real life, because that makes it a little easier. Kennels are where dogs are kept in the shelter. The smallest kennel can house and feed a single dog at a time. Make sure you have enough kennels. Overcrowding is bad. And what kind of food do you like? You like the yellow food. Excellent. And it's not as good as Forever Home, but they already look happier. Oh, now they're telling me to put the food and water in. And we already have a visitor waiting, but that's fine. I want to get all the dogs settled. But yeah, I did not figure out the vaccination part for a minute when I was playing before, and I wish I'd noticed sooner. I mean, they cost money, but it stops them from getting sick, and it makes them more adoptable. I might only be able to carry, like, one thing right now. I know. It'll be okay. It's good for you. Come on. Oh, did that already take? maybe that's the one that didn't take. Oh, that's good to know. You can't over-vaccinate. Green. Yes, I know there's a potential adopter there, but I'm in the middle of putting dogs away. I know. If you want, you can go back and put stuff away for. I do want, because we're gonna get all the dogs settled before we do anything else. Speaking of, we're going to roll back that time tick so I can finish setting everybody up before we deal with other people. What did I say? Green. You is the green food. I am just going to make a mess right now. It's fine. Squishy! We have a little pup named Squishy. I know, it's so sad. But we're vaccinating you against all the things. It's a good thing. I love that his name is Squishy. That's fabulous. Alright, Rusty and Dora. We got 2 more left. 10 minutes before ad. I know, buddy. It's okay. What kind of food do you want? You want the blue food. I will eventually get an apron so I can have more stuff in my hands at once. One more left. Hello, Dora. Last little baby. Ooh. One more. And you also want the blue food. Well, that is awfully convenient. Alright, now I will put everything away. And then we can go back and actually greet people who are hanging out. Sorry, folks. I'm the only one here today. You are just gonna have to deal. Hi, everyone. You want a dog that is trained. You're in luck. Preferences. This is going through the adopter preferences again. And going through how that resistance portion works again. You want to choose dogs that have a high... It is super cute. It is Wallaby. You can select up to 5 dogs. The tutorial is going to move them there for us this time. And we're going to let the adopter know that we are ready to go. I'm kind of clicking through pretty fast because we just played through the story mode tutorial and a lot of this goes over the same thing. Alright, we are gonna get some more dogs adopted. Our lobby's really full. You can skip through this scene, I guess, but it doesn't really take all that long. Oh, that's why that one's so high. They're already trained. I did not even really look that closely at the traits these doggos have yet. They start you off with some pretty highly adoptable pups. Biscuits. Hello, Biscuits. Alright, she wants Dora. Okay, yay, the willingness went past the resistance. And it's telling us to hand dog over. Excellent. And since we made a good match, it increased our shelter's reputation. And we can use money for upgrades and stuff. Just make sure that you have enough money for your upkeep and fines at the end of the day. We'll have to pay fees for any dogs that end the day in neglect or any dogs beyond our capacity. If we end the day with 1,500 in debt, or if the reputation reaches -100, the shelter might get shut down. So make sure to get dogs adopted. And remember to move them out of the show kennels so they can eat and drink. Yes, so many tails wagging. There's a lot of things I still haven't told you that you can discover on your own, but you can ask your companion for tips. That's what they'll keep up there. If you're ever confused by an item, try carrying it to them and asking about it. Be sure to reference the controls in the pause menu if there's anything you forget. Now have a day. Now I'm going to leave them in their show kennels for a minute because we've got 2 other people waiting, and these are the only dogs we have right now. So I'm just going to show them the dogs that we have, because that's all we got right now. That will change. Oh, that just gave me the tooltip for the show ribbon. I noticed in my other playthrough, once you get down below 5 dogs, it gets much harder to make the adoptions work. Because there's only so many stars that dogs will have. And a lot of the people who come in are going to have higher resistance rates than these first NPCs have. But that's okay. Alright, friend. You really love Squishy? I love Squishy too. You can take Squishy home. And I'm gonna grab that so I can keep it in my pocket. You can look at them right now because these are, once again, the only dogs we have now. I don't know if we're gonna get over her resistance either because there's only 3 of them. But we will at least give it a try. That might not quite make it. Oh, maybe? That would be pretty cool if we could get 3 adoptions our first day. Oh, we're a little low. You can get a technique where you can persuade them when there's just a little bit of a sliver there too, but we have not unlocked that yet in this playthrough. So we can go ahead and send everyone home. Oh, that's us getting another dog already. Okay, I'm going to get rid of those. I need to buy more vaccinations. I'm gonna run out of money real fast in this playthrough because I'm vaccinating everyone, but it's fine. I'm sure we do have a hungry dog because the little guy was stuck in the holding kennel. Dogs in the medical table can be given vaccines. Medicine cabinet has syringes for vaccination treatments. Treating a dog on the medical table with a vaccine cures the corresponding illness, and if they aren't currently ill, it will prevent them from getting sick in the future. They also have a holding kennel in here so that diseases don't spread. I know, buddy. I know, friend. It's okay. What kind of food do you like? You like the yellow. We don't have to build more kennels yet. I know, normally that's one thing. Again, we're not really cleaning these kennels in between dogs, but you can only have so much realism and still have a functioning game. Alright, let's see what we even have now. Okay, so Biscuits is jumpy and has allergies. You can see in the corner there too how it has a little mark for all the vaccinations that we've given Biscuits. Winnie is stubborn, peaceful, and overweight. Ponyo is, oh, good with cats. Oh, 3-legged, we have a tripod. Oh, I did not realize that was even a health status. Oh, good little tripod. Oh, Rusty is playful and deaf. They have a lot of traits. I love their... Oh, look, we've got another dog already, too. Hi, Buckeye. I need to buy more vaccinations again. I will eventually not buy them one by one like this. I just don't know how far my money's gonna last in the first couple days of playtime. I guess I could have gone a little slower. So this first one does parvo, distemper, and influenza, and rabies. The second one is prevention and treatment for ticks, fleas, mites, mosquitoes, and other parasites, which wouldn't necessarily be a vaccination IRL, but again, like, good enough. This one is kennel cough, lepto, and bacterial diseases. And then this one is a dewormer and prevention for tapeworms, roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, and heartworms. So I like the way they did that. And I like that if you're pressed for money, like, yeah. I like the way they set that up. And then that's just the different foods. One of them is for puppies, one of them is for seniors, one of them is an organic food, and one of them is a mountain balance. And a first aid kit. You can get a leash that'll let you leash up more dogs. And I'm gonna go ahead. Do I want to buy this now? I think I want to play through my first day and make sure I'm not broke before I buy anything that isn't technically necessary. As my other playthrough, I didn't even realize you could vaccinate on the first day. And I have got an ad warning coming up here. So I'm gonna pause this and pull up our little break screen here. And we're gonna run away for about 3 minutes and then be back. It just started raining. Calvin, I think, is not impressed with that. Hey, buddy. He had a very comfy spot out there. And now it's raining, and he had to actually come in. The poor dear. Alright, we have a game we were playing. Have to have our cat time, too. What was I doing? I was getting Buckeye set up. Oh, I was getting Buckeye vaccinated first. Very important. I will eventually have staff that'll help with some of this too. But these first couple days, we are gonna be on our own. 5 out of 5. Excellent. I was gonna show some more computery stuff, but the dogs just kept on coming. Okay, I can bump up the time a little bit now. But yeah, so there's the shop, there's the dog log we already saw. We can unlock a foster network, which is pretty cool. We have Bark Book here. You can unlock the auction later on to like people's posts in exchange for a little more reputation. We can run events in town. There's not gameplay elements to the events. You just click on them and then that much time passes and you either get money or reputation or increased adoptions the next day, which is fine for me. I feel like trying to do a bunch of event mini games might be a little too much. I don't really want to do any of them right this second. The shelter construction we already kind of looked at. This is where we have kind of our skill trees here. And it's also where we can manage staff once we build a break room. And we can look at resumes. They've got differing amounts of... Oh, he's a good one. I like the balanced energy and enthusiasm there. But I don't have a break room yet, and I don't dare build one. I am going to unlock some of this stuff, though. That's the willingness boost. And that'll let us move a little faster. I also did not realize the skill tree was here for an embarrassing length of time. This will give us, once we start having summaries, we'll have some summaries. We can apply for different grants. For the grants, you do have to do in-game tasks, which were fairly realistic. A lot of grants in real life are based on things that your shelter does, and you have to show that your shelter does the thing that you got the grant to do. End each day with no negative reputation. We should be able to do that with no problem. Excellent. And then we've got different milestones for adopting out dogs. And then for doing basic shelter tasks and like buying stuff. And this up here, this corner right here is where I have to be really careful. Because the one bug that is a little game breaky that I've run into is that if you speed around this corner just the wrong way, you get stuck up in that corner. I don't want to step too close to it, but that corner between the wall and the desk there, and the unstuck option in the menu doesn't work, at least for that one. I haven't tried to use it for anything else, but it does not get you unstuck out of that corner. So you basically have to just restart the game at that point because you can't move out of that corner, you can't get anywhere, you can't take care of any of your animals, you can't walk to the computer to log out because you have to clock out for the day to end the shift for the day. And you can't do any of that sitting in that corner. The game only saves after you clock out. So that particular corner, if you get stuck there and you have to reset, then you lose whatever progress you've made that day. To me, it's still okay because so much of the game is RNG. It's not like you have to play through the exact same scenario again, because you're going to get different dogs in, you're going to have different people coming in, but it does mean that you're going to lose any progression you made. And I'm going to need to build another kennel. I had that happen twice on my other playthrough, and that was, what, 5.5 hours? So not great. I hope it's something they fix. It seems like the dev is still working on... I think the last patch note I saw was from like March, and it said that they're working on stability for the game right now. So I believe they are still working on it. You can still send in bug reports. So I wish they would either fix that, or if I was able to like delete doors and move them, that might help. If I could maybe just like move the door down a little bit. Here, hide walls. Like if I could maybe move the doors down to here, but at least in my other playthrough, it didn't let you delete any part of the base shelter. So I'm still kind of playing around with it to see if there's anything I can do in the meantime. No, I don't need another kennel room. I just need another kennel. And right now, I'm just going to keep lining them up. And that's good enough. Chewy! Hi, Chewy. Oh. We'll see how much money I have left at the end of the day. I was trying to keep stock with like 10 of everything in my other playthrough. But we will see how the money situation looks. I know, buddy. I know. But just a little poke. It's just a little poke. It's gonna be okay. You like the green food, and I will have to get you some water too. There we go. do really want that better smoke though, so I can have something else in my hands at once. It's only $2.50. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Because that will help while I'm taking care of this myself. The other game, I just kept the water with me basically at all times. The water and a ribbon. Some of you eaten food already. Well, the visitor can wait a minute. So I'm gonna make sure none of my puppies go hungry. I'm gonna have to remind myself to feed them because I had 2 employees in that other file I had, and I do not have employees right now. So I cannot just forget to feed my animals. That would be bad. You are looking for a hound dog. I feel like some of y'all are hounds. Oh, it's a dopey purebred puppy. You are a shepherd. Do I not? Yeah, I have a hound. You're a hound. You're in there as a retriever. That's interesting. Well, the puppies are usually pretty good for adoptability. Oh, some of you need baths, too. I'm gonna have to remember that. I have to start doing everything myself now. Yes. You can take a look at the dogs. Although I do like with the staff when you get them, you can assign and unassign them from tasks. So if you get into game one day and you're like, I really feel like feeding and watering dogs, then you can just take your staff off that task and then you can go back to doing it. Because I know sometimes you're in the mood for like doing the animal care, and sometimes you're in the mood for building and managing, and there's some wiggle room there where you can kind of go back and forth with whichever part of the game you feel like doing, and I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and give some of y'all baths. You're gonna start getting stinky. Alright. You want... Oh, you want Ponyo. There you go. You are welcome. Alright. Who's the stinkiest? Probably Chewy. Yeah, Chewy and Buckeye both need baths. See, I'm gonna wind up stuck in that corner again. Well, that visitor's gonna have to wait a minute because we need some baths in here. In general, I noticed playing that getting to the adopters is pretty important, though. Because once the day is ended, once it's done, it's done. You can stay late to do other tasks, but in another clever little thing, you start racking up overtime the longer you stay past close. Kind of incentive to not save all of your tasks until it's late. And I like that. Overtime is a constant struggle in IRL shelter life. If anyone was ever curious. Because, I mean, there's some things that just, like, they have to get done. You can't be like, only half the cats are fed, but it's 5 o'clock, I gotta go home. Like, that's not how that works. I might have put you back in the wrong kennel. It's fine. I'm pretty sure you have the right food, at least, yeah. Oh, 2 visitors waiting. Well, y'all just have to hang on a minute. I have to take care of the animals first. Alright, you just want a dog. Pick a dog, any dog. 6 dogs. Where's my other dog? No, 6 kennels, 5 dogs. Okay. Thought I was losing my mind for a minute there. 5 out of 6 would be 5 dogs out of 6 kennels. Calvin's out there watching the rain. Just chilling. Just chilling. He's a good boy. Oh, Charlie disappeared. When I was talking earlier about naming the shelter Loki Charlie, the dog that I had before Loki was named Charlie. So it's two different... I probably would not have named the cat Charlie because of that, but I was fine. I was fine with the Charlie Chaplin name at the shelter because he was supposed to be trap and release anyway. And I can't change it now. Alright, you want Rusty. Excellent. Again, like these early adoptions go pretty easily. Once you start playing a little more, you will wind up with dogs that are hard to adopt out. And then it gets really exciting when you finally get them out. I had one that I was doing enrichment every day. I was always pairing him up with like highly adoptable dogs, just like waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to take him home. Small dog that's high energy. Well, ma'am, I've only got 4 dogs in the shelter right now, so these are the options you have. Some of them are little though. I don't think... Oh, Chewy's probably a puppy. The puppies don't count as small dogs, which is actually fair. They will not be small their entire life if they're not an actual small breed puppy. Oh good, we got the extra star on that one. There we go. Excellent. Oh, Buckeye. I know that was one of the things that I thought was... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I know that was one of the things that I always thought was a shame in Animal Shelter Simulator. There's a lot of animals that just come in and almost immediately go back out again as soon as they're maxed. There's a little more variety here. So the dog carrier in this playthrough at least, and the phone is to transfer dogs to other shelters. In free play, I have not yet run into a situation where I had to transfer a dog out. You still get a reputation penalty, there's also a charge associated with it. But if we ever do get over full and I can't build more kennels, that's what we're doing in this playthrough. They play very sad music. Oh, you think we should build more kennels to make room for more dogs? I think we should buy more vaccinations. Because, okay, we're just gonna do 5 of each for now. Ooh. And then if we're not too broke, I can start getting back into having 10 of each. Because we is spending up some money today. 5, 10, 7, 7. Up at 10. Okay, I did clear out the lobby. Oh, good. We got a donation for the website. Wonderful. Let's see if I have any posts to like yet. They only let you like the ones with pictures, because the adopters will sometimes post on the pretend Facebook here on Barkbook with like a picture of their new adoption, and then you can like the post and increase your reputation. Oh, day ending in 2 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna hang out here until I clock out. And yes, we are going to clock out for the day. Yeah, we spent quite a bit. We spent half of our monies. Alright. But our reputation is on its way upwards. Excellent. Make sure everybody's got food and water. good, we got another donation. Wonderful. Then I'm gonna take a look at the upgrades. Pooper scoop. Oh goodness. Back to a busy little day. Hi, Bonnie. How are you doing, little dude? Once again, I was going to do things, but suddenly dog. Not even angry about it. You want red food. Do I have anything set up with the red one already? I do not. I need the bonus where you get some food back. In real life, you would never want to just dump food back into the bag, but it is an option in this game, and I like that they like acknowledge in the description that it's not sanitary. But like for a game mechanic, it's fine. Healthy means happy. Ooh, I do want to be gaining reputation when dogs are vaccinated, because I'm vaccinating everybody and that'll help. That's customization. I don't need that yet. Yeah, this one, waste not, want not. It may not be sanitary to scoop leftover food back into the box, but it does help reduce waste. Now you can recover even partial portions when changing food types in a kennel. Not something you want to do in real life, but in a game, I will take it. Double water bottles. Maybe I'll do pooper scooper next. Yeah, and this one you have to choose between the two. It doesn't let you do both. Well, I guess I'll dump it in there because I will eventually, because I have to go through this tree to unlock the play space. So that's fine. Alright, buddy, what can I help you with? You are looking for pick a dog, any dog. So we will pull everybody out. I haven't checked to see if anyone needs a bath yet, but hopefully they're all doing okay. Yes. Go take a look at the dogs, please, sir. When the game eventually ramps up a little bit, sometimes they'll literally be like, hey, surprise, you just got a litter of puppies. Or, hey, surprise, you just got 5 adult dogs. Hey, Charlie.
How are you? Ready to the water?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna put Charlie in here so now she can give Grady some tuna water. Hi, Charlie. Don't be sad, Charlie. You're in here with me. You're not being left all alone. Oh, you love Chewy. Excellent. You are so welcome. Hey, kitty cat. Oh no, sad noises. I have a visitor waiting, but Bonnie needs a bath. So the visitor is gonna need to wait another minute here. Upgrade the bathing at some point too. I know. I don't know if y'all can hear Charlie crying, but he's crying. He's sad. 2 visitors waiting. My goodness. Charlie, you're fine. You just do not like being left out of anything, do you? No. Alright, you want to adopt a pet? Maybe a dog? Well, I hope you want to adopt a dog, because we don't have cats here. Sadly. Not complaining complaining. The game does a very good job having a lot of different... I don't know if we have enough dogs to get over willingness right now. The game does... Yeah, we're not going to get past her willingness. Hi, Charlie. The game does a very neat job having multiple different breeds of dogs. So I'm not going to complain about there not being cats. Hi, Charlie. You come up here? You come up? No? Charlie says, no, I don't want to go up there. Charlie says the door's shut, and I'm sad. I'm a sad kitty. Yeah, she's going to tell us that she's not ready to adopt. And there's really nothing to get past the willingness. Yeah, that's probably not going to work either, but we'll try. I still always talk to the people, even if I don't really have enough dogs. Partly because sometimes you'll find out they're here looking for a lost pet instead of being here for an adoption. So it's always worth talking just to make sure. And sometimes, I mean, I don't know if we'll get lucky with this one, but sometimes you'll get lucky and there will be enough to kind of get past it. Because you don't know people's willingness until you talk to them either. They do also have some NPCs who swing by with different dialogue. There's like a lady from the newspaper who will come by sometimes. There's a random lady who seems to come in just to like waste your time. I can't decide. What do you think? Yes, we can add a bonus star by emphasizing a trait. We'll do biscuits. Oh, not quite. Maybe next time. Alright, well, you guys go home. I can talk to Loki. He's gonna say the same thing. And this is what they were talking about, that your companion will tell you what the different items are. What was the sound doing there for a minute? Hey, buddy. Okay. Ooh, wrong one. Charlie, you're fine. There's such a sad little kitty in here right now. You want blue food? Oh, I've got a kennel that's already got blue set up in there. Excellent. Cute little puppy. I'll wait for you to finish eating. Do you bath too? Yeah, you bath. Ooh, health status. Oh, botched ears, dry skin, and nervous. Poor thing. There we go. Oh goodness, visitor waiting. What time is it? Oh, it's only noon. Visitor can wait a minute while I get past the bath. There we go. As soon as I feel like I can justify the expense, I'm gonna get a break room and get some employees to help me run this. Alright, you were blue food, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's coming up because of the nervous. And so that little thing will also come up if they're dog aggressive, and I think if they're food aggressive. Oh, Roberta sent out a message to her most loyal customers with a special offer. $100 for a mystery box. I will absolutely get a mystery box. Oh, I got 3 of each vaccine type. Excellent. guess I'm gonna go see what the visitor needs. Oh, you want a shepherd dog? That's athletic. Once again, I only have so many dogs, so you're just gonna have to look at what I have, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. I will absolutely have more dogs at some point. Excellent. Oh, I should run some events too. I have not done events on this one yet. Yeah, this one hardly had any resistance at all, so this one is definitely going to go home with the dog. Alright, which one do you want, buddy? Bonnie! And this is what I mean, like, you didn't even pick a shepherd, dude. You picked a little terrier. Again, like, I'm not complaining. I love that the mechanic works that way. Let's take a look. Did I unlock? No, this one's not unlocked yet. I don't want to build anything until I unlock the wallpaper and flooring customization either. So that'll probably be tomorrow. Oh, events, that's what I was gonna do. I can do discounted vaccinations. Or adopt a... I want to do the discounted vaccinations. Some of the shelter dogs. 8 dogs received random vaccinations. I don't know if that means like the incoming dogs now are gonna come in vaccinated or what. I don't actually know how that event works because I haven't run one of them before. Yeah, I don't think it takes from our vaccination stash, so... Unknown, unclear. We can bump that back up again. I think we're caught up. Oh, that's the other thing I want to do. I want to see how many first aid kits I have. I have 3. Let's get some more first aid kits. I feel like I very rarely pull more than 1 dog at a time just because I vaccinate everybody at intake. I'll probably get that leash eventually. Another dog. Well, hi, Hercules. What do you look like? You are protective, barky, high energy, and nervous. Well, you're just a little ball of disaster, aren't you? That's okay. Actually, the other thing I should do is see if any dogs need... You need a bath, too. See if any other dogs need enrichment while I'm at it, too. Another dog already. That's okay. We want more dogs because the adoptions go better with more dogs. Wonderful. And what kind of food do you want? You want the red food. Oh, I'm not going to put you in the dirty column. Okay, good. Charlie was very sad. visitor, you're just gonna have to wait because we're getting all the lettuce. Oh my god, I love it. What do you have going on, little guy? You're playful, good with kids, and dopey. Wonderful. I love it. I might have to wait and give you a bath later, though. Because I want to get that other adopter through before it's the end of the day. You want a dog that's social and good with cats? I only have 5 dogs, so you will take your pick from what we have. Oh. Well, both of you will just take your pick from what we have. I didn't realize there were 2 of them stacked on top of each other. That's alright. This is going pretty well so far. We've had a few adopters not work out, but so far at least, all of our dogs are doing pretty well, which is the most important part to me. I gotta get some of you out to some enrichment, because you've got really kind of not many stars going on. Hercules! Yes, you can take Hercules home. Alright, let's have you look at the dogs I have left. Lettuce is a trained puppy. Well, that's special. Or no, you're looking for a trained puppy. I'm sorry. I was confused for a minute. Maybe we're gonna do it. Excellent. Alright. You love tucks. Yes. There you go. And we're gonna give lettuce the bath that they need. Try to not get stuck in that corner. And then we'll see if I have more dogs come in or if I can bring somebody up for a little bit of playtime. Wonderful. Alright. Got 4 stars, 3 stars. Oh, shelter closed. Never mind. And clock out. We are not racking up overtime. Okay, that's not too bad. And our reputation is going marvelously. Excellent. We wanted to unlock that. That's all persuading. I want to be able to build play space so that I can play with the dogs like I was talking about doing. And put the other one in there. Alright. How did I do this last time? I think I set up my break room here. gotta be a way to close that so I can... Oh, hey, this is where I can apply the different wallpaper and stuff, so that's cool. Can I move it? I don't think I can move it once I've set it though. Okay, so I'm going... Oh, I can do it like that. I can zoom out more. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the setup the way I want it to. There we go. Hey. No, that's what I've got in the main room. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, what is that? 500. I'm not hurting too badly for money yet. We'll do a nice big play space. I might have to put the door in first. Yeah, it's gonna make me put the door in first. Put the door in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the nice big play space. Well, maybe I'll just do a little one for now. I can always expand later. Just do a little one for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that is a good chunk of change, but it's going to get me on my way here. Beautiful. And let's look at my resumes. I'm going to hold out, I think. Well, 2 and 3 isn't that bad. And you like watering. For now. Something else I didn't realize right away in my other playthrough is they have to actually assign tasks to your employees. So I had these 2 employees and they were spending all of the time just standing in the break room and I was getting really annoyed with them. And I hadn't assigned them anything yet is all. I guess we'll do that and then I'll just keep bathing them. You can kind of take care of the food and water bits and I'll do the rest until I feel like I can afford to hire someone else. Alright, so we got a nice cute little break room there. Now we can actually bring the dogs outside for enrichment too. Oh, I got another dog. Hey buddy. Let's get you vaccinated. You're all good. And you need a bath. And you're going to need the red food. But let's get you a bath first. I need to get the automatic bathing thing set up. Wonderful. You can yes, big orange boy. You can fire employees, but your reputation takes a hit when you do. What did we say? Red food? Red food. Let's see if I've got a kennel set up with that already. I do. Oh, good. She already filled everything up with water. Good for her. We have an injured dog come in. Hey, buddy. Let's get you taken care of. I feel like my employee was stuck on something. Either that or she's filling up a lot of bowls with random food. What kind of food do you want? You want blue. Do I have one set up with blue already? I do. Oh, she was pooper scooping maybe. I don't know. I could hear her doing something over and over. Okay, those were the dogs that came in. Oh, good. And I'm gonna check and see. There's some adopters. There's Tux's adopter. And Buckeye. And there's Dora. Oh, there's Il Pogno. And Squishy. I love the puppy was named Squishy. There is Rusty. Video games, social media. But I mean, it's a valid part of running a shelter, being active on social media in ways that the community likes. That is a reputation award. That is a money award. I'm gonna do the money award. 246 in donations for the dog wash. Excellent. No dogs waiting. Lettuce is pretty happy there. You kind of need a bath. And probably some playtime. There we go. Let's play a little fetch. Let's see if I can get you in a little bit of a better mood, buddy. Oh, you let me take it first try? That never happens. Wow, he's well behaved. There, that's what I was looking for. They'll grumble, and it takes a couple tries to take it away, usually. No take, only throw. No take, only throw. Supposedly the game will bug if you play too many mini games in a row. I have not experimented with that to see if it's true. There you go, and you see he gets that little extra boost to his happiness and general welfare. I don't know why you need a bath already. I could have sworn... Did I not give you a bath when you came in, maybe? Maybe I didn't give you a bath when you came in. I forgot to put the bowl down. And the visitor's gonna wait, because I gotta give another bath. I had my employees doing baths in my other playthrough, but I also had 2 employees in my other one before I left off. There you go. I know, that is definitely a name. Game came out in 2001? Not 2001, 2021. Sorry, November 2021. So still, like... playful and low energy. I only have... Like I said, you don't really get to see a lot of the matching stuff when I've only got 5 dogs to show anyway. But you can probably tell how if you have more dogs, then you try a little harder to match to the adopters' requests. Alright, 7 7-ish minutes, and then Twitch is going to have us take an ad break. Oh, excellent. Well, you're going home with one of the doggos. Ooh, we had 2 playful ones in there. So many happy doggos. Alright, what do you think? You love Winnie. See, and you didn't even take lettuce. The one that impressed you so much. Winnie won you over. What I can do, though, is I can probably put my bucket down, since I've got somebody helping with the watering now. That'll help. That'll help quite a bit. Already, that's right, I need to wait another day for more resumes. 5 minutes. Ooh, donations. We like donations. This is what I'm talking about, though, that I love being able to readjust the speed as I go. As soon as it gets slow, I can just adjust it down, adjust it up. Settings. Let's move you back to normal. You are looking for pick a dog, any dog. Which is probably good, because I've only got 4. Let's see if we can do this one quick before Twitch does the ad break. Lettuce is such a happy little thing. Yeah, you are. And I know there's an extra I in there, but I'm not even going to try to pronounce it with that in there. The dog is lettuce. Lettuce? There we go. Get Potter out of here and rename him. Oh, Biscuits! Biscuit's been here for a little bit. Good for Biscuits. Yeah, these ones have not been here all that long. Ooh, Almond's 9. It's a 9-year-old large breed. Good for him. Playful, good with kids, Dopey, Dopey, playful, social, and Barky. Got another dog, Sigma. Hey, Sigma. What do you look like? You are peaceful and oh, you got a docktail. Don't docktails. That is one thing where I'm on the fence with this game, because sometimes the adopters will come in and they'll specifically request, like, I want a dog with a docked tail. I want a dog with docked ears. Which, it's not unrealistic that adopters will say that, I guess. But I'm also not a big fan. I mean, obviously I'm not a big fan of docking tails and ears unless there's a medical reason for it, but Or maybe I should say I'm not a big fan that adopters ask for it in game and I'm not able to give them a real life explanation why that's not actually good for dogs. Maybe I'm just trying to make it too realistic. You want a low energy dog. I only have 4 dogs. One of those few periods of time in a shelter where you're like, I wish I had more. Depending where you... Oh yeah, I've got an ad starting at some point too, about 1.5 minutes. Oops. You're a big fan of Dobermans with their natural floppy ears? Yes. Alright, I'm gonna have to behave, and once this adoption's over, I'm gonna have to go to the break screen, because we are about to get the Twitch ads that save us from the pre-rolls. Oh good, you're gonna pick one of these at least. Excellent. Oh, you want Sigma? Sigma just got here. What a lucky little dog. Ooh, milestone complete. 500 gained. I need to buy some more vaccinations in a minute. Oh, the day's ending soon. I was about to say, why is everybody hanging out in the break room? The day's ending pretty soon. I've still got a little bit. Still got a little bit before an ad break. Oh! Of course, I'm gonna get an ad break and we've got an actual lost dog situation. I'm gonna pause because I do want to be able to show off the lost dog. I mean, all it really is they give you a description of their dog and then you have to go find the one that matches the description, but I would still rather do that on stream. So Twitch says ad starting soon, so I'm gonna put y'all on the little breaky break screen and we'll be back when the ads are done. Well, I was going to show y'all Charlie, but he decided to be all wiggly. He's trying to look at the gerbils right now. Charlie. Will you say hi to the people instead of focusing on the gerbils, huh? No. He says, no, I'm playing with the gerbils. I'm playing with the gerbils. I don't want to say hi to the people. I'm being a wiggle butt right now. My 2 modes are wiggle butt and flopped, and I am not in flopped mode right now. Alright, you're free. Don't jump on top of the cage, buddy. I'm watching you. He knows I can only watch for so long because I have to go back to the gameplay. Okay, well done, good boy. Alright, let's find a lost dog. Large retriever and social. Large retriever social. Almond! Excellent. Hey buddy, you got somebody looking for you. Yeah, I think your mom's here for you. I don't blame her. You look big and goofy. I wouldn't want to lose you either. This is my dog. What a relief. Thank you for helping me find them. Here's a donation for your trouble. Make sure to microchip him next time. Day ending very soon. I'm gonna hang out here so I can log out on time and not wind up with overtime. I guess I'll leave it to run for a minute just so you can see it actually clock in my overtime. Oh, you've got separation anxiety. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of time before it starts charging. There. 50 money's lost to overtime. And that'll keep on ticking. So we are going to go ahead and clock out for the day. Our reputation is looking fabulous. I am spending a lot more than I'm bringing in. But my welfare is amazing. It doesn't help that I've got wages coming out now. It's okay, we're gonna try to coast on it for a little bit. I've got another dog already. Oh, what was I saying? Sometimes you get multiple dogs. Okay, let's... I'm going to jump in and try to get this quick first. Okay, that's the auto scrubber that I wanted. I probably want the dogs to arrive with higher welfare if I'm going to start getting multiple dogs in. Oh, I'm going to need to buy more vaccinations too. That's the other thing I didn't do before close. Oh, and there's the pop-up for it, for multiple new dogs. A group of dogs just arrived at the shelter at once. It seems like they might have a rough history, but hopefully it'll start looking up from here. We'll have to make room. Alright, what do you eat, buddy? You eat the red food. Do I already have a kennel set up with the red? I do. I have another red, green, and a yellow. Wolf and Lulu. Vaccinations. I think the staff member is stuck. Okay. It's alright. I'm not making a lot of money, but I'm still in the green at the end of every day so far, so I can afford to keep the place a little stocked. Do you want the red food? Oh god, I have more dogs already. It's gonna be a dog day. Now I want Wolf, because he's been in the holding cage longer. I will take a look at everyone's information in a minute. Right now, I just want to get everybody vaccinated and fed and watered, so they don't start falling into neglect in the kennel. Hi, Charlie. You gonna help us play? Now you want to be cuddly? You want to step on my controller. And now you're gonna sit super awkwardly, so you're gonna wind up falling. It's my little disaster cat. Well, the visitor is gonna have to wait a few minutes because we just got a whole bunch of dogs in. They have to be processed. Green. Oh, green's the one I have left. That's lucky. Alright, what do we have here? So you're the one I already had. Wolf's gonna need a bath. Wait. Lulu also needs a bath. Let me see if I can hire someone else. Do we have another good resume yet? Well, we got 2 and 3. I kinda wanted a 3 and 3. Well, we'll just have to take the reputation hit later if I have to. At least you'll be a little less expensive. Because you, I can go ahead and assign to cleaning. You won't do watering. But you will help with the food or keeping things clean, so we will take what we can get, and if I have to take the hit to my reputation later, I will take the hit to my reputation later. dog that is playful. Let's see, you're playful. You're playful. Oh, I had a lot of playful dogs. Nice. Don't have any that count as exotic, though. That's interesting. My other playthrough, I had a bunch. I kept getting like little husky puppies in, and they count those as exotic. Or at least I'm pretty sure they were husky puppies. Yes, go look at the dogs. I need to remember there's a thing on the skill tree where you get extra reputation every time you match a trait. I need to get that, because that'll also help. Taquito. Everybody loves pets with food names. I feel like IRL for shelters, it's because if you name enough animals in a day, eventually you start running out of names. That's why we had some cats named like Tape and Expo Marker at one point. So eventually you just start kind of looking around the room. And shelter workers are often running late to get to lunch, so food's on our minds a lot. Not gonna lie. Sorry, every time I hear weird noises, I have to make sure Charlie's not on top of the cage. Oh, Lettuce gets to go home. Wonderful. Charlie figured out he can get up there. Now that's his favorite game. Hey, what are you looking? Oh, your dog ran away. Medium hound. I'm pretty sure we do have a barky hound. Which one of you was the barky hound? Oh, thank God. Potter gets out of here, I think. You're the only barky one I have. Good. Go away and tell your mom to give you a different name. That is his name by Hungry Vegetarian. Could be. There you go. You're welcome. You're very welcome. He's apparently angry right now. Excellent. Are you gonna start giving some of these guys baths? I thought I assigned you to baths. Or are you the one working on bats? Maybe you're the one working on bats. Do I have more dogs already? I do. Twiggy! Hey, Twiggy. You are good with dogs, you're purebred, and you have cropped ears. I'm so sorry. Okay, you're the one working on bats. That's fine then. I got a milestone complete, probably for vaccinations. Okay, what do you eat? Do I already have a kennel set up with Blue? I do, but I think somebody was already using that one. Yeah, Twiggy was in that one, so let's get you your own. That's one thing. I wish there was a way to kind of set them so you don't forget which dog is in which kennel. As far as the game is concerned, it doesn't matter. But in my own headspace, I hate putting dogs back in their own kennels, even if the food does match. Alright, we got a visitor waiting. Hi. You really, really want a dog. You want a dog so badly, you can barely even speak. The other one getting a bath? The other one's getting a bath. Let's let him get back home, and then I'll send him off to the show kennels too. Excellent. There you go. Yeah, clearly you can't wait to see them. There's one random NPC that'll come in sometimes, and he'll be like, I'm 19 and I kept a plant alive for a week and I really, really, really want a dog. And You have the option to deny that one, which is kind of cute. Yeah, you have almost no hesitation in adopting. You definitely decided you wanted a dog today. That is just fine. Alright, buddy, what do you think? Taquito! He's hungry too. Charlie. You'll be good back there. I have so far not run into any disease issues in any of my shelters, probably because I have been vaccinating. Oh, Lulu is intelligent now. Excellent. Good for you, Lulu. Let's set some of those kennels up. Or I could get another doggy. Ooh, you big. Hi, Ziggy. You a big old papa. I love when you get the Great Danes because they're huge. I do. What do you want? Oh, and you eat blue anyway. Nice. Oh, you're blind, scarred, and overweight, and you're low energy. You're 10 years old. You are a 10-year-old large breed dog, buddy. You poor thing. I'll just put you in one of the ones I just set up. Hello. You are not picky either. Excellent. I do like that they have that mechanic to just automatically warp them between the kennel and the show kennel. Yeah, let's take a look. Yes, the white toesies too. And a little white belly. You can just see a little bit of the little white belly. Ziggy's a good doggo, you can just tell. They're all good doggos. Which one do you want? Oh, Ziggy needs some more stars, poor thing. Oh, Wolf gets to go home. Good for you, buddy. You are welcome. Thank you for adopting with us. Charlie. Charlie. Don't make me come get you on camera. Alright. You know better. Now. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, little boy. Don't play with the cornflakes. Alright. Sorry, cat break. We have another visitor. Puppy and social. Do not claw my feet, Charlie. You got sharp little claws down there. Charlie. Ow, 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 ow. Charlie. You little butthead. No, the answer is not to try to attack my other foot instead. Charlie. 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 You got sharp little teeth. You be good. Where's your toy? Where's your toy? Huh? Where's your toy? What gremlin over here? Alright, I have to go find him one of his toys. Give me just a second here. There. Yes. Go attack the toy. Don't attack my feet. Lulu. Excellent. Pretty sure Lulu's an Airedale. Oh, new dog injured. Well, let's get you guys back home. And... oh, it's just a little puppy. It's a food-aggressive little puppy. Oh my goodness, what happened to you to make you food-aggressive, little guy? I know, Charlie, right? Oh, hey, Rolling Redneck. You want the yellow food. Do I have a kennel set up with the yellow? I probably do. We've been adopting out quite a few doggos. There you go. Now you can go in there. Alright, that should be all of those. Have I run an event yet today? I don't think I have. Nothing new on there. That is... ooh, improved helper resumes. I should have done that before I hired. We'll do puppy therapy. Wonderful. 25 reputation for running the puppy therapy event. You just exercise your legs for the length of a Simpsons episode. Not a bad plan. Okay, let's see how everyone's doing. Good. Having an employee to help with the bats helps quite a bit. I'm still gonna need to start doing some more enrichment with them up here, but for now at least we're doing okay. Let's buy vaccinations before I forget. Oop. Sometimes you lose random money due to paperwork. See if that's what that one was. That one was, yep, unexpected cost. The shelter got stuck with some extra fees tied to some paperwork. It's fine. I just spent like over $1,000 on vaccinations. I'm gonna wind with overtime if I'm not careful too. I will buy the food in the morning. Let's not get charged overtime. And then that 500 lost was my wages. Now I'm up to 500 a day, but we're still in the green. That's the important part. Right now we're still in the green. Our welfare isn't perfect, but it's not bad either. It's at 85. We're still getting all the skill points. Oh, Cow Kitty's here. There's little Cow Kitty. My trap came in today too. So I've actually, you can't see it, but I've got the trap out on the porch with one side taken off so they can just go in and out at will. Just kind of getting them used to it for now before I try to actually trap this guy. There's a little Cow Kitty. We still don't know where the other two are. But there's Calvin. Poor Calvin. He gets lonely without Susie and Hobbs. Alright. Cat break over. Yes, Calvin is always the ambassador. He legitimately is. He loves bringing new friends home. Oh, you would not have been a bad match. You're also a little more expensive, but that's fine. What am I working on? Modular kennels from blueprints, advanced. That increases the donations. Auto scrubber. Charlie. Yeah, that works too. Depending on where you go from there, that works. I guess I better start on this one. Charlie? Disaster cats. Disaster cats all over. Food. I was gonna restock food. We have another dog. Okay. 10,495. Let me do this first. Yeller. It's Yeller. He is low energy, larger breed exotic. Alright, let's get you set up. One more. I know, buddy. How many dogs do I have? Okay, I guess you can go on that one, that's fine. Food is mostly stocked. Not too bad. Ooh, we got a donation. Alright, let's see if I have more. Do I have more posts? I do not have more posts yet. Our reputation is freaking fabulous, though. If I ever need to fire somebody, we'll be fine. Donation drive. I'm not entirely sure what the discount vaccinations did for me gameplay-wise. I can do another donation event. That's fine. I'll always take more money. I've gone way too long without like a ridiculous influx of dogs. So I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I think my other playthrough, I had a litter of puppies dropped on me, and while I was still trying to process them, I had like 4 or 5 adult dogs get dropped off. So, much like real life, you can't control that. Hey buddy, what do you need? Oh, you got a lost dog. Puppy, exotic, and food aggressive. Okay, who do we have? Food aggressive puppy. Oh, that's Maggie. I thought Maggie had been here longer than that, but I guess not. Alright. Well, Maggie, it is your lucky day. You got someone here who loves you, who came to bring you home. Wonderful. Oh, and a donation for our trouble. You can actually accidentally bring them the wrong dog. They just have a little dialogue that says, oh, you know, I don't think this is my dog, but will you please look again? I just have a feeling that they're here. I don't think they can ask for a dog that's not in the shelter. But I was curious because I had one time that I think I had 3 different visitors backed up. And it was the last one who was looking for a lost dog. And I'm like, I hope I didn't just adopt out your lost dog when those other 2 people came in. That would be embarrassing. I'm guessing the game has the RNG part set up so that that doesn't happen. But I'm not completely sure either. Alright. You are doing good. You are doing good. Well, I was gonna take somebody out in the play yard, but I got somebody here. You are... She's not picky. She is just looking for any dog. And we've only got 4 right now, so we will just pull all of them out. Hey, friend. Yes. We'll see if we can get past the resistance there. It's only 4 dogs, so I don't know if we'll get enough points or not. That helps to have healthy, happy dogs, though. That helps quite a bit. Charlie back there still tormenting the gerbils. Oh, good. We did make it. The gerbils have no fear. I've said this before, but they have no fear. They don't care if the cats are up on top of them. I just don't let the cats get up there because I'm afraid they're going to knock the whole thing over. Oh, Twiggy's been here for a little bit. Excellent. You are welcome. And another dog. Hudson! Hi, Hudson. Oh, you're only 1 year old. You're just a little guy. You're still a baby. Well, practically a baby. Let's get you all vaccinated. Okay, what kind of food do you like? Do I have an open kennel with the green, or do I need to set one up for you? I might need to set one up for you. And not get stuck in that corner. There we go. For anybody coming in who missed the beginning of the stream, right above me here, I don't want to walk... Whoa. Oh, we've got an injured dog. Right above me here, you can get stuck in that corner by accident. And it's an entire disaster, and you have to restart. Hi, Yogi. What you got going on with you? You're lazy and playful. And you are in neglect. We can get you all vaccinated up, and then we'll get you in a kennel with some food and water, and you'll feel better. And get you that. Get you the first aid kit. You want yellow. I don't know if I already have somebody in that kennel. So we'll just set you up in one since I can't remember. Oh, maybe I didn't have anyone in that kennel already. Only got 5 dogs total. Alright. Hi, friend. Getting a lot of not very picky adopters right now. Normally they're all like, I want a small breed, exotic, that is good with cats. Yes, let's look at some dogs. Yeller is adorable up there. Look at that big old goofball of a dog. I think Charlie just tried to eat Nash. Was that Charlie? Alright. That was an excellent adoption. Which one do you want to bring home? Grover. Oh, you want Grover? Alright, but I think you should have taken home Yeller. He's a big boy. He needs some more space. Oh, goodness. Gus? Oh, interesting. Alright. What do you got going on? You're a Mastiff. I know, buddy. I need to buy more first aid kits. Okay, you want blue. Okay, 3 more first aid kits. More vaccinations. I should have. I wonder if I still could. I was about to say I should have loaded up my Cat Cafe Manager game just so y'all could see how ridiculous I got with it later on. After the stream. Hi, Charlie. You're gonna be right up in my face, aren't you? Hi. Hi. Oh, good. You're actually sitting nicely for once. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you, good boy. Oh, that didn't last long. Do I have another dog? No, that's just one that I didn't take off yet. Oh, we do have another dog though. Hi, Ninja. You are 2-year-old terrier. I know, buddy, I know. That was red. No, that was yellow. Oh, good. We're back up to 6 at least. I think one of these, I forget what it's under. Coupon Clipper. That's another one I want. You get a discount on your purchases. Oh, and injection training, that's right. And probiotics. Excellent. Competitive phrasing. Nice. Oh, you can extend your hours just a little bit. Just to give yourself a little extra breathing room. Oh, dogs don't move when unleashed. That's kind of cool. Adoptions are faster. I haven't really looked through all of these yet. Ooh, let adopters play with dogs during adoptions to boost willingness. Nice. Scritch minigame. I have not figured out the Scritch minigame yet. I need to figure it out. So let me see. Let me pull Yeller out here and see if I can figure out. Because I know if I pick this up, I can throw the ball. still don't know how to actually do the scritching minigame. Apparently that was not it. I don't know if it's something that like unlocks later, or if I have to buy something from the store. Like, I need to get on the Discord later and see if I can figure out how to do that. Because if you look at the settings... See, Tug of War, I assume you have to play, like, buy something for it. But the Itchy Scritch, I feel like you should be able to do that at any point, right? Like, you don't need a thing to... Yeah, I don't know. I need to figure that out still. Oh god, new dog right at the end of the day. If that's not real life, I don't know what is. Arrow Barrow. Hey buddy, how are you doing? Oh, you little puppy, you're less than a year old. You poor thing. Alright, let's get you all taken care of. And what do you eat? You eat the yellow food. I do not have a kennel set up with that, so let's get you some. You can go right there. And Charlie slopped on the floor again. Oh, shelter closed. Run, 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 run. And clock out for the day. Yes. Excellent. And we are definitely in the green. Oh, the skill points weren't that high. I can spend a little bit of reputation to get more skill points, though. I did not do that my other playthrough, but I think I'm going to take advantage of it this time. Oh, grant goal complete. Excellent. Because with that vaccination one, I build up my reputation pretty quickly. Okay. Have no more than 4 days with an average welfare below 73, or find a home for one dog with a negative health status. I kind of want to try that. We will try for that grant and see if I'm able to do it. Oh, sorry. Yes. There's the one that gets your reputation for each trait match. That's the next one I want to work on. How do I have a visitor ready? You were just out waiting in the parking lot for us to open up, apparently. Oh, you specifically want a Mastiff, huh? You're a Mastiff. You are not. Might be the only... No, you count as a Mastiff, apparently. Alright, so just 3 random dogs, then. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. Were you the one I was talking to before? Yes. Everybody was just waiting to get in the door. There we go, that's our extra star for being a Mastiff. Lovely. Yeah, Poppy. You are psyched to adopt now. You are just waiting for it. Oh, Ziggy! Ziggy Stardust. It's my headcanon for the dogs. Are you looking to adopt? Yes, you want a large dog. I might leave the puppy anyway, just because puppies are very adoptable. I guess I'll move Hudson out. Yes. Maybe you'll take home Yeller. I want to get poor Yeller a home. Gus doesn't count as large. What are you in the system as? Medium? You look like a large dog to me. I know, right? Wallaby in chat is saying I'm weirdly invested in those pixel dogs. I was so invested in that dog Tilly for my other playthrough. Who was at my shelter for like it was like 2 weeks of in-game time, which as you can see is kind of a lot for the game. Tilly was like dog aggressive and stubborn and like something else, and I was just so happy when I finally got Tilly to go home with somebody. Hello! Welcome in. Oh, you love Gus! Okay, well I was hoping you'd take Yeller, but Gus is a fine dog as well. Another visitor already? We need more... I will never say this in real life at my shelter, but we need more dogs in here. Medium dog, that's good with cats. I am once again back down to only having 5 dogs total. So you will just take your pick from the dogs that are here. And one of you was getting a bath, I think. There you go, Aeropero. Hey, buddy. Yes. Excellent. I really don't know if I have any that are medium and good with cats or not, but we will find out. Oh, you're medium at least. And yes, I started to say hello, welcome in, Mental Case TV. I got distracted. Excellent. Well, you like the options we have, at least. Hudson. Oh, nice. There you go. Another milestone. Oh, I think we got another dog too. Oh, we got a whole bunch of dogs. Alright, let's get you all processed. And I am doing alright. I'm getting hungry. You eat the yellow food. Do I have a kennel with yellow set up? I think I might. What else do you have going on? Oh, bad with dogs. And overweight. Oh god. I jinxed myself by saying we needed more dogs. Brioche! We're back to the food theme. I know, buddy, but we gotta get you all vaccinated. We are not having any outbreaks. You're also bad. Oh, bad with dogs, arthritis, overweight, dry skin, and separation anxiety. You are a hot mess express, sweetheart. Just a little hot mess express. Well, the visitor is gonna have to wait a little extra, because we just got every dog on the planet. Are you oh, are you? Why did... Oh, I bet you... Were you in the kennel that I just put another dog in? I was trying to figure out why she was putting one back in the holding kennel. I have some confusion here. I also don't actually need them to start setting up the dogs in the kennels for me when they just come in, because that means they're not going to get vaccinated. We're going to have to go back through. They are. Oh, but then they put them back in. Oh, are you just taking them out to give them baths, maybe? Okay. Oh, it's like 2 a.m. here. Well, I don't know for sure how much longer I'm gonna go, just because I am kind of getting hungry. And I probably have other things I should be doing. The employees are confusing me, bringing dogs all over the place. But it's fine. I'm just going to get everybody set up, and then I'll go back through and make sure everyone's vaccinated, I guess. Or the dogs are just gonna keep coming. They're just gonna be dogs forever. Forever dogs. Absolutely jinxed myself. Okay, what do you want? You want yellow food. I don't know which kennels are taken and which ones aren't anymore. Okay. In theory, I don't have more dogs than I have kennels. Yeah. So in theory, I shouldn't have to build more yet. I just have to get everybody sorted. And they keep coming. Do I regret my life decisions yet? Oh, jangles. I'm getting... I was going to try to wrap up before the next Twitch ad break, actually, but now I have every dog in the world here. Oh, 13 out of 10. I'm gonna have to build another one. The game's gonna start yelling at me for having too many dogs. Okay. I can do this. I'll put one more there. And one more there. This is fine. Everything's fine. Ooh, some of you were about to fight, I'm pretty sure. I know, visitors, I know you're waiting, but we've got dogs coming out our ears that all need to be set up right now. My employee should give you water. The day's almost ended. I'm gonna wind up with overtime. Oh, it's a disaster. And nothing but processed dogs all day, and the people who are here to adopt are all gonna leave. This is feeling a little too close to life. Hey, Nacho. Well, at least if the employees leave, they're not... It sounds so terrible. At least if the employees leave, they're not going to be in my way while I'm trying to figure out which dogs are vaccinated and which ones aren't. Oh, bad dogs. Okay, let's get you set up. Yep, shelter closed. I'm gonna wind up with overtime tonight because I'm not leaving a dog in a holding kennel overnight. There's all my visitors leaving. Okay, Pebbles. Oh no, I need more vaccinations. It's a disaster. Yeah, I did stream TSW. I have streamed Secret World Legends too. It's been a minute because I've been distracted with this. Well, not this game specifically, but in general, I've been doing a lot of Animal Sims and different games. But yeah, no, I still do stream Secret World Legends sometimes. Green Bison. Okay, you go there. Everyone's at least got food and water. There's probably other things I should be doing, but I need to log out before I get more overtime. Oh, goodness. But yes, I was on BTV. I did stream Secret World, The Secret World. I have streamed Secret World Legends, and I think it's maybe been a couple months since I did an SWL stream. It's still on my schedule because it's still like an open option for me to stream. I can jump back into it. I got really hooked into Stories Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town. So I've been doing that usually on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I've been in the mood to do a lot of Animal Sims like this. And I can't always stream 3 days a week. I'd like to, but I need like a day off sometime in there. I work 4/10s, so. Oh, no, it still has a following of a sort. Yeah, Jimmy does still stream too. Yeah, it can be hard depending on the rest of your life, figuring out streaming. I was doing 3 days a week for a while. I was doing 2 double streams 2 nights a week. I would do like a cute game, and then I would do Secret World and, you know, a little bit afterwards, and then, I don't know. I've played around with my streaming schedule a lot over the last few months. All right, it is ad starting soon. I do also run the ads once an hour, so we don't have the pre-roll ads, and there's one that's going to be starting soon. So we are going to go to the cat cam on the porch, and then let the ads run. And I'll go a little longer, I guess, since we're already here. So we will be back soon. All right, looks like the ad break is over. None of the cats wanted to show up this time, but you're getting some lovely views of the storm going on out there. Yeah, Mental Case in chat is talking about streaming versus not streaming and kind of life changes. Yeah, it can be hard to make it fit, but it can be hard to not do it too, so. No, I get it. I wasn't streaming for quite a while there. I actually started up again because my shelter was doing, we do multiple fundraisers a year, but we're doing kind of the biggest one we do. And, you know, I used to stream a lot for Extra Life. And this last summer, I decided, you know what, why don't I stream for this fundraiser my shelter's doing? It went really well. I had a lot of coworkers who aren't necessarily really into gaming or streaming. That's not always something that goes together with shelter work. And they were like really impressed with it, and it was just a really cool experience. And I decided that once I was done with that fundraising, I wanted to try to keep going. So I don't always hit the 2 or 3 nights a week. I have to be kind of careful with that because I'll burn myself out if I'm not careful. I absolutely will. But yeah, that was what it took for me to get back into it, was I had like a specific fundraising goal for my shelter that I wanted to do. What was I? No, actually, I want to spend spend my points before I do anything else. Because we want to max that one up. I could do the next step on that. No, we want to work on this because I want to get that coupon clipper one. That's what I want to do. Alright, that's good. I want to make sure I actually did vaccinate everybody because that was such a cluster. I think that was my employee who does bats who was taking them out, and I think she was just taking them out, bathing them, and then putting them back in the holding area. I was just very confused with all of that going on at once. Okay, let's dump all of my extra ones. And let's talk to the people who are here. A large dog, that is quiet. You are actually medium. Oh, health status scarred. I have a whole bunch of dogs that are bad with dogs right now. I know you're large. Do I only have one dog that counts as large? You're quiet though. I have another dog that just came in. I think you're gonna get some dogs that just visually look big at this point. That was you I was talking to. Yes. And then I guess I'm gonna process whatever other dog just came in. Hopefully this time it was only one that came in instead of like 5 at once again. Yeah, it worked out really well. I find it kind of amusing because I've been at the shelter a couple years now, and the year before that it didn't really occur to me to do the streaming. I don't know why I didn't, probably because I wasn't actively streaming at the time. But yeah, and it was a good excuse for me to try playing Stray finally, because I hadn't gotten around to Stray yet at that point. And then the other one I was doing regularly for a while was Animal Shelter Simulator, and that's probably what got me back into like the simulator in animal type games, is that I was trying to find themed ones for that fundraiser. Excellent. Oh, Yeller gets to go home. Yeller's been with us for a minute. Good deal. Alright, the other person is gonna have to wait for a minute so I can figure out what dog just got dropped off now. Beatrix! Oh, look at your little floppy ears. Oh, that's right. I did not have time to restock. I might have to restock food too. Okay, food's not like out yet. So one thing at a time. Those ones aren't too bad. Alright, vaccinate you. I'm actually not entirely sure how I managed the streaming at the time either, because I was also taking classes through work. So like, I was working, and I had classes through work, and I was streaming 2 or 3 nights a week. It's one of the reasons I'm trying to go a little more gentle with myself now. Like I said, it was fun, but it was also a lot. 3 visitors waiting. Here, I'm gonna slow down time a little bit while we get caught up here. Oh, fair enough. Well, you have a good rest of your night. I'm probably not going too much longer, but I hope to see you again. Glad you're doing all right. Large dog, low energy. large. You're not technically low energy, but you're lazy. Well, we're just gonna give you a variety of dogs to choose from. Everybody, the whole world is in my lobby. Yesterday was all about the dogs, and today it's just all kinds of people lined up. This is what I meant earlier, that eventually the game does ramp up. Oh, that's okay. She's got a pretty low resistance there, so she's probably gonna go home with one of these guys. That's good. That is excellent. Oh, nice. There we go. I would love to get some of my little disaster dogs out of here, but we'll see. Alright. We want Yogi. Is Yogi one of my disasters? Can you let me look? Oh, maybe I can't do it now that I'm actually adopting you out. Oh, that's fine. Everybody's here. Exotic dog that's good with cats. I should probably be sending these guys home in between so they can eat quick while I'm deciding who else to bring out. Alright. Exotic, good with cats. You are exotic. You are exotic. You're a puppy. Puppies are always good. Quiet. Let's just bring Phantom out for the heck of it. My lobby is so full. Yes. We got a whole bunch of Shiba Inus. Wonderful. Charlie's either behind the chair looking at the gerbils, or he's run off again. One of the two. I mean, that's good though. You want a lot of people in here when you have a lot of dogs. I guess I'm not gonna complain. Kayla made a really good impression. Excellent. Alright, who do you want to bring home? Rika! Alright. You are welcome. And they're still coming. Okay, you want a terrier. That is a terrier. Oh, no, I've got more terriers than that. I've only got 2 terriers, though. So we'll just get a nice little variety, including our little puppy again. Holy crow, 5 visitors waiting? There's only so much time in a day, people. It must be a Saturday in game. That's alright. I'm gonna get some dogs sent home. I know I was talking to Mental Case. I really, really did enjoy doing that fundraiser, and I absolutely love that y'all were so supportive. That is still one of the highlights of this last year for me. And our little puppy who somehow has not gotten adopted yet. Somehow you're just not the right puppy for anyone, I guess. Alright. What do you want? Kayla! See, go figure. He came in for a terrier and he's taken Kayla. Okay, you guys get a little snack while I see what the next person wants. You want... pick a dog, any dog. Try to get a nice variety. Alright. Yes. I want to get more of you people looking at dogs, because you are just lined up today. And if we're lucky, we can adopt out one of the dogs that has a medical condition, because that will get us that grant that we've applied for. We might have already. The dogs came in and then went back out so quickly in some of those that I'm not sure. Exactly, Wallaby, and that's why I love it, because sometimes people will go to the shelter looking for something in particular, and then they wind up, you know, really forming a bond with a different animal, and they take that one home instead. Jingles! One of our big doofy dudes gets to go home. There you go. That's a milestone complete. Let me just hop on the computer quickly here. Yep, we've completed the grant. We found a home for multiple dogs with negative health statuses at this point. Good for us. Well, I hope you do want to adopt a dog, because those are the only animals we have at this shelter. I am kind of grabbing random dogs at this point if the adopters aren't picky. I should probably be paying a little bit more attention to, like, their star status and making sure I have a good mix of ones with high stars and low stars. But also, because I vaccinate all of them on the way in, that does improve their adoptability. We will find out if I regret it after this round. If those ones don't have a whole lot of stars, then we're gonna run into some trouble here. Oh, this is gonna be close. I maybe should have paid more attention. Oh, just barely. We just barely cleared that. Oof. Oh, and you're gonna take Brioche! Good. Brioche, I think, was one of the babies with all of the issues. He was the very, very, very disaster puppy. Yeah, the day's ending in like 17 in-game minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. I hope none of you are looking for a lost dog, because we're about to close up for the night. 7. Let's see if I did that right. I did do that right. Yep, shelf closed. I'm gonna wind up with overtime. Well, that was an exciting couple of days. All of the dogs, followed by all of the people. Okay, I am not complaining. Our reputation is excellent, and we earned all of the skill points possible for the day. That's a pretty good couple of days. See if I get to catch my breath or not now. Oh, goodness. Have any new posts on BarkBook. I feel like BarkBook is sometimes a little buggy. Because I suspect every time you adopt, it's supposed to repopulate. And I don't think it always does. But that's fine. I was working on you. So I can get a discount at the store. Oh! Hey! It's a puppy named Oh god, we have more puppies. One of those is named Possuma. We have a puppy named Possum. Well, the visitor's gonna have to wait a minute because we just got another influx of dogs. We got a whole litter of puppies in, and I don't know how long they've been waiting. You want the yellow foods. Hi, Possum. You're gonna be our special little dog. Special little dog named Possum. What's this catching your breath you speak of? Lazy, playful puppy. Aww. You want the blue food. We are picking up the pace in here. We got 3 people waiting too. Hi, Jade. I know. All the pokey pokies. You also want yellow. I hope I'm not stealing kennels from other dogs, but we do still have one in here. We have little Wiley. Logie just napping. He's just unconcerned with all of this disaster. Okay, what do you want? I think I've got another kennel that's already set up with the yellow. I do not. We will get you set up with some. We are just the popular place to hang out now. I'm glad I invested in some employees before the dog explosion. An exotic dog that is a puppy. I should actually have one of those, because I think our little friend down here should be exotic and a puppy. Yeah. Shepherd, terrier. Do I have a grown-up exotic? No, I adopted out all the grown-up exotics, I think. Oh, let's put Pebbles out there just for fun. Are you the one I was talking to? Yes. We just got busy. Oh, double stars. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because that one is exotic and a puppy. It's kind of like real life. That's why we never say quiet at the shelter. We're never like, well, I'm so glad it's a quiet day. I shouldn't have put Possum out. We should have held on to Possum for a while. It's gonna be our new shelter mascot. Pebbles is adorable. Well, you're just about jumping out of your head trying to adopt. You love Oliver. Oh, see? And you didn't take the exotic puppy. Okay, everybody go home, get a little snack in between. Dog that's good with kids. I'm not sure if I have one that's good with kids. Or at least not one that we know is good with kids. No, not really. They're all doing pretty well as far as being adoptable, though. I shouldn't have to worry too much about who I put out there. Oh, some of those did not actually go. Yes, never say the Q word. You heard an EMT say the same thing, yeah. Yep. You're only allowed to say it if it's like already done for the day. And we can't even say it right at the end of the day, because if people come up after we've technically closed, we usually will still be helping them. Got some lightning going on outside. Yeah. Hey, Godslayer. Sometimes you hit the names in this that are really cute. Alright, who are you taking home? Of course, I was just reminding myself that I wasn't going to put Possum out again because I wanted to hang on to Possum because I love that we have a puppy named Possum and they get adopted. That's okay. Good for Possum. We should be happy. Grateful for the time we had together. Oh no, I think we got another litter of puppies in. We got another litter of puppies in. We absolutely got another litter of puppies in. Do I have room for another kennel? I have room for one more kennel. If we get any more, I'm gonna have to start rearranging and adding some more things. This is fine. Everything's fine. Well, visitors are gonna have to wait again. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're not losing our minds. You want the yellow food. I'm gonna turn it down to very slow for a little bit. I know. And that's another dog showing up. I might have just taken a kennel that was already taken. No worries. No worries at all. Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. Alright, you want the red food. Let's set you up in the new kennel. And we have a new dog that's injured. And what did I just say about running out of room? Well, I'm gonna get this injured one right away. And figure out the rest as we go here. Because we definitely can't leave the injured one to sleep. That would just be terrible. Alright, what do you want? You want green bison. You can go right there, that's fine. 5 visitors waiting. Well, y'all are gonna be waiting for a minute. I'm gonna get docked for being over capacity too if I don't figure out that part before the end of the day. I guess if I can get the last of these dogs set up, if I can get one more adopted out before the end of the day, I'll be fine. might have enough time for that. In real life, I would not recommend that theory, but... You want red food. Okay, is that one my empty one? That one's my empty one. We're gonna try to adopt out one dog really quick, hopefully. And then I won't have to build another kennel. This is a perfectly fine way to run a business. Oh god, I'm gonna have to build another kennel anyway. Oh no. And it's like 5 o'clock. We're not gonna be able to help anybody else. I guess I could put a kennel. I don't want to. Can I put a door there? I guess that wouldn't be that bad. Oh, I can put a door there though. Yeah, I can't put a door there. So I would have to like demolish stuff. I have a concern now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put that there. Which means I'm gonna have to demolish. Hello, I need to demolish kennels so that I can make a door there. I guess I'm gonna demolish that one and make a door there. This is fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's beautiful. It will give me enough kennels. Oh my goodness. Yeah, clock out when you're ready. Yeah. Hang out there for a minute. Let me see if I can get pebbles. I can get pebbles. Excellent. Where were you living, Pebbles? Did you have a home down here? You did, and I stole it? Okay. Well, we'll set you up somewhere else then. Vaccinations. Just enough to get this one dog. And then we need to get everybody water. It's gonna be fun. I know I'm losing money to overtime. Okay. You're gonna go away. You're gonna go away. You guys are allowed to leave if you want. Like, I'm just gonna make sure everybody has water. Oh, the money lost overtime. Run, clock out. Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to catch up from. I'm just gonna spend some reputation on some skill points there. It's fine. It's not a problem. How do I still have a neglected dog? Okay, one of them is kind of injured. I must. Oh, I betcha I didn't use the med kit on someone who needed it. Which one of you needed the med kit? I probably vaccinated you and then I didn't use the med kit. I need to find that dog. That was Tonks. That is exactly what I did. I vaccinated you. I did not treat your injuries. I know there's people waiting. Let me make sure everyone's fed correctly. Wiley gets yellow. Because I was scrambling there at the end of the day. How are there still people? Alright, everybody is fed and watered. Everybody's amazing. Did I not turn the time? I absolutely turned the time down. That's fine. Alright, you want a medium setter dog. Well, we should have all kinds of options. You're medium. You're not a terrier, but you're medium. There's a setter. I knew I had one. We'll give you a puppy while we're at it. Your small breed shed. The small breed. Yeah. Was Eli I was talking to? No, it wasn't. It was you. Setter. That's the word I wanted. This is me saying I'm only going to play a little bit longer. It's been 45 more minutes. We kind of had like a doggo disaster there, though, in my defense. So I am going to try to maybe finish out this day in game. And then I really do need to go eat something. I don't want to be up ridiculously late tonight, so I don't want to just break and then start up again. Here we go. debugged. Let's figure out which kennel was yours. You were eating the blue food. I'll put you in there. Alright. I am actually not ready because I haven't set them up yet. Shepherd dog. You count as a shepherd. Oh, the puppies were setters too. I forgot about that. I only have the one shepherd, really? Huh. Alright, well, you're just gonna get a variety pack for the rest then. Alright, Neil, come look at some dogs. I feel bad for the NPC that came in looking for a lost dog last night. I'm gonna headcanon that we actually did help them with the lost dog. I guess they did choose to leave though, because I was there working overtime, and I would have helped the lost dog. Sunshine. Aww. No, that's not what I meant to do. There you go. I've been running events or anything. You really, 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 really want a dog. You are not being picky. I will pick a variety. Wonderful. I can't wait for you to see them either. Maybe the poor little puppy can finally get adopted. Ooh, Ninja needs some enrichment or something. Ninja is not super highly adoptable there. Alright, who's going home with you? Wiley. Oh. Let's try to not have disasters for a little bit. I'm gonna mess myself up saying that too. Seems like maybe I should be unlocking that. Oh, wait. We needed the discount. A lot of these built-in ones suddenly seem like good ideas. Let me look at what I have here. I should probably unlock the foster network at this point too. That would also help. grants available in 2 days. Okay. 14 out of 19. I guess we're throwing some new kennels around on the fly. That wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. Okay, I see why I couldn't put a door there, because that's just a fence right there. I get it. Oh, I've got someone who's good with cats now. Look at you, Munster, all being good with cats. Lazy, cuddly, low energy, and good with cats. What a good dog. Okay, it's fine. Oh, we're almost out of food. 4, 6, 7, 10. Helper resume. Oh, random dogs, a negative trait removed. Yes. We will hire a dog behaviorist. Leonard has lost some negative traits. Nice. I got so many in at once, I don't even know which one Leonard was. You're Leonard. Oh, you were only a puppy and you already had negative traits, buddy. Restocked. Everybody's fed and watered. You don't have to leave everything as a disaster. I feel like I might as well finish putting kennels in that room since apparently I'm going to need them anyway. I'm gonna need to unlock those modular kennels, but for now, at least this will give me some backups. I'm gonna have to redo that entire room at some point, I just know it. It's okay. We can expand in this game eventually. Oh, you already beat me to it. Good for you. Good for you, friend. Alright, let's see what this one wants. You want an intelligent dog? I'm not sure I have one with the actual trait intelligent. Like, I'm sure some of my dogs are plenty smart. Oh, our little puppy, Arrow Carol. That's the only one. I'll put little baby over there. Alright, buddy. Yes. Oh, kitty on the porch. I had to show Kitty on the porch. And yes, there is one named Munster. We've had some fun names. There are some fun names. I actually really appreciate that I do not have to name all of the incoming animals in this game. Oh, you want Jade? See? And he doesn't go for the one that actually has the trait that he specifically requested. I love it. Legitimately love it. I'm gonna bump that up to normal. I might live to regret it. Oh, we got a Balto too, I didn't even notice. Munster, Balto, Phantom, Monk, River, Aeropero, Beatrix, Leonard, Ninja, Nacho, Pebbles, and Prinny. And my little Loki boy. If we're near capacity, adopters are more likely to show up. Alright, it is 2 o'clock in game. We'll see if we get another litter of puppies dumped on us or not. At least I've got some extra space now, knock on wood. I kind of want to take somebody out for playtime, but I feel like as soon as I do, there's going to be another disaster. Which, you know, accurate. Oh, that's not a disaster. That's a donation. Like real life, I no longer trust the quiet. Fubar! We've got a dog named Fubar! Oh, that's amazing. Hi, little Fubar. I love it. Lol. I know! Fubar is amazing! I love it. Yep, I'm in there. If my computer wants to cooperate, I gotta get on the right screen. Come on. That's not what I want. That's what I wanted. Yep. Yes, Fubar, I love it. You want yellow. I am not even going to try to see if I already have a kennel set up with yellow, because my kennels are all over the place right now. Oh, I did. Excellent. Sorry, my phone did a thing. Oh, you bite. We got a bitey dog. Oh, you were curled up really cute down there. Oh, look at you, Beatrix. And your big old floppy ears. Oh, we got a visitor. I know, Fubar goes bitey bite. Well, if you want a playful dog that's good with kids, it's not going to be Fubar. You're good with cats. Oh, you're good with kids. So Foo is good with kids. Fubar bites. Alright, well, I'm glad we got that figured out. just give you a nice variety for the other doggos. 5 for 5. Yes. Oh, I'm almost running us to another ad break here. Release my mouse for a minute. There we go. Oh yeah, we should be able to make it. That should be fine. Alright. Who are you gonna take home, ma'am? No, it doesn't matter what order you put the dogs in when the adopter's looking through them. You are gonna... Oh, she actually is gonna take the one with the trait she requested. Good for her. But yeah, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, and sometimes, even if you have other dogs that actually match what they've requested, they adopt different ones anyway. We were talking about it earlier that we kind of like that, because it happens in real life too sometimes. People go to the shelter thinking they know what they want, but then they need a different dog. Why would you crop ears on a hound? I mean, I don't agree with cropping ears anyway, but RNG is not doing any favors on that one. I do have hound dogs, though. Your hound. You should be a hound. Yeah, it is very specific. They will occasionally request cropped tails or cropped ears, which I was telling everyone earlier I'm on the fence about, because that is realistic that some adopters are going to ask for that. I guess our shelter does not perform that. I'm talking about our pretend one here. My real life one doesn't either. So if a dog comes in with cropped ears, that's not something that we, like, did. Seen a lot of animals come in with docktails or cropped ears either. Alright, buddy, but if you get a hound, you better not do anything weird to him. You better not be trying to crop ears on this hound. I'll come find you, imaginary NPC who's not even a real person. I'll find you. Day ending. Okay. This is going to work out pretty well. The in-game day is going to be ending. I hit snooze once over here. I'm going to snooze the ad break again. Because I'm not going to make you all watch another ad break when I'm trying to wrap things up. So yes, I am overall very much enjoying this game. You can see it turned into another, I'll maybe play 2 hours, and now it's 4 hours later. We got a donation. Yay! There is that one bug if you play this game yourself. Don't get stuck up in this corner, because you can get stuck in that corner between the table and the wall, and you'll have to restart. It's a pain in the butt, so don't do that. Be careful going through that door. But other than that, I mean, I haven't really seen any bugs happen that were really all that bad. Mostly it is just a fun little animal shelter management game. Alright, clock Cats are all off doing cat stuff. They're probably waiting for me to give them their... waiting for me to give them their canned food, actually. Since it's getting towards 10 here, it's getting a little late for them. Yes, Petite Wallaby. It is the kind of game where you always want to do just one last thing. Absolutely. But I am going to wrap it up for tonight. I don't know yet if I'm streaming tomorrow or not. I might need more time in my day to finish getting stuff done. So we'll just have to see how I feel and how fast I manage to get stuff done. But thank you for hanging out tonight. Hopefully I'll go back to at least Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I do miss Pioneers of Olive Town, but like I said earlier, I needed the rest, and I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. You also have a good rest of your evening, and I will catch y'all another time. Thank you. Bye.